Welcome back to Watching the Game. I'm your host, as always, Odeh, joined by my boys, Idrees and Adam, back from our vacation to
To
discuss some ball. Right.
vacation to Champaign, Illinois.
Yeah, listen, I offered to do a live in-house watching the game, but they said no, so yell at them, not me.
Actually, you showed up late to the game. That was the issue. So
It was Adam's fault.
What time dude? We had no time to even do that too.
Parked like 30 minutes away from the stadium. Could have did it inside the stadium. We could have interviewed Isaiah Stafford.
did you guys?
Oh, we should have.
see,
You should have.
like one of the season opening games? It was like
I can-
Florida Atlantic versus Loyola, and Barstool like hosted it and literally did a live podcast
Yeah.
during the game. We don't have the pull of Barstool, so
And they were pulling for the over and shit in the middle of it. And it's like, bro, this cannot be healthy for the sport.
No, it's not. I'm betting low key.
you know Loyola may have not been FAU, but Illinois did. Sorry, I just had to throw that in.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care. But if they lost, we would have cared. That's that way, Urban.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And
Why don't you
Illinois
tell us
beat
what-
Valpo, so Illinois better than Valpo. Sorry.
Oh, really? Who would have thought? Ooh, shocker. To be fair, we were beating you guys by 10 points.
Purdue, they lost to Northwestern
At half.
odds.
And then we came back and beat Iowa by 40,000 points.
That's Iowa, though.
I was not a real team.
Yeah, they are. They have
Kaylin Clark, yeah, I'm sure she was playing, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
it would be an upgrade on their men's team. Don't worry.
Whatever. All right.
There's no way. Purdue's still winning the national championship.
Okay. Let's start talking about the relevant information.
Why don't you tell us what happened?
All right, the greatest screw job in the history of sports happened this past Sunday. The greatest screw job in history. Florida State should have been in above Alabama in the playoff. And for being honest, they should have been ranked 3 above Texas
Why?
2 because
Why?
1-3-0. Okay.
Liberty was 1,
All
ranked
right.
0. And
Good.
are they ranked top 4? No.
Doesn't matter. It's a
Why
power
with that
5.
logic?
It's a power
undefeated. Okay,
5
then
debate.
Liberty should have made it.
Oh yeah, well let's talk about
Liberty in the
Liberty.
playoff.
Let's talk about Liberty.
Liberty.
Let's talk about Liberty. All right. So
Okay.
when they first announced the Florida State as out, right, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Florida State, their QB not really, QB injury and not as strong of a schedule as Alabama, right? Even though they went undefeated." But then Liberty
Came out
gets put in.
They barely won their games too, even with Jordan Trapp.
Yeah. Even though Alabama totally blew out everybody, but we'll get to that in a second.
More convincing win.
Liberty goes 13-0. Worst schedule in the country, actually. Worst strength of schedule in the country.
They still went undefeated.
Hold up, yeah. And they get put into the New Year's 6 as the Group of 5 team over SMU.
As they should.
Why should they? Because they're undefeated, right?
They went undefeated.
Because are you seeing the issue in your logic? Even though SMU played a much tougher schedule.
I'm messing. Okay.
What? Did you just get
What?
convinced?
No, I was just messing with you.
See, as you can see, the numbers. What's your argument to that?
My argument is, I was going to say, that Alabama, okay, first off, if Alabama and Florida State win against each other, who's going to win?
Why are we talking hypotheticals? That's the problem.
Listen,
That's the problem with your argument.
Listen,
All
the point
hypothetical.
of the college football playoffs is to get the 4 best teams in there. Florida State is not even a top 4 team, nor a top 8 to be fair.
It's a subjective. You cannot be arguing subjectively, because then I can say Ohio State is better than Texas. Ohio State is better than Washington.
No, I think they got it right. I think they got the top 4 right. Perfectly.
No.
Those are the top 4 teams in the country.
So Georgia wouldn't be favored on a neutral field against Washington?
They would.
Oh, aren't they?
Again,
Well,
it's the top 4 teams in the country.
Okay, and you just said Georgia is above Washington.
Okay, so but still, it's
I
the top
came prepared, man. I'm not letting you get away with
teams. Again, they lost their conference against Alabama. So, and to be fair, they barely squeaked by Louisville with Jake Plummer as their quarterback.
Yeah, Jake Plummer.
Jake Plummer, dude, he's so bad. Barely won. That, let alone, should I even have them be bowl eligible?
Oh my god.
And they were struggling against, what was it? Not North. It was like Central Alabama in the first quarter.
North Alabama,
like
because that's when Jordan Travis broke his leg.
No. Jordan Travis, they were losing when Jordan Travis was in the game.
Yeah, okay. Well, your argument there, I can be like, Alabama barely beat Texas A&M. They needed a miracle to beat Auburn. They needed
Those rivalry
barely
games are
beat
tricky.
USF.
Those rivalry games are tricky. You can't
Okay.
get
Fine.
on those rivalries.
They barely beat Arkansas. They barely beat USF.
Okay, that USF
Florida
game
State.
is that USF game became it was like bad weather. Like
What?
it was. Did you watch that game?
Game was bad weather too.
No, it was not bad. The USF game.
Oh my god. Okay, now we're getting too.
I got to pull up the schedule.
So I'll throw that out. That's too subjective. Florida State, they were close with Boston College. They were close with
That's
Miami. But Miami and Boston College are both better than Arkansas and USF. They had the third string QB against Florida.
That doesn't matter. Okay, then but their third string quarterback.
Winning record against the SEC. ACC had a winning record against the SEC.
What?
The ACC had a winning record against the SEC. Florida State beat LSU on a neutral field by more than Alabama beat LSU at home. And Jaden Daniels missed the fourth quarter of that game.
Of the what? The Florida game or the Alabama game? Yeah, but to be fair, LSU did play better towards the end of the year.
This is the other argument that's so stupid. Oh, Alabama's a different team now. Oh, is Alabama the only team that's a different team now? Like, every team improves most teams, some teams get worse. Most teams improve from the freaking beginning of the year to the end of the year. Bro,
Nah. This is where I'm going to interject. I'll let you have your fun at this. But a different team, you want to know why?
why?
Because Jalen Milroe
my God.
is open. Jalen Milroe is open.
He's actually
2024 Heisman. Quit playing with him. He got benched. He said, all right, Nick Saban, I'm going to shoot one.
He didn't even complain. He didn't say anything.
He didn't complain. He put it. He's going to wait the one. He's a head back, and he's the best version of himself.
Bro, Nick Saban was trolling. He almost threw the USF game by benching Milroe.
He's an idiot.
Dude, they had a lacrosse player playing as quarterback in that game.
That man's terrible.
It would be ruthless to him.
Imagine almost losing to USF when you're Alabama.
He had to transfer portal as a lacrosse player.
I know. Again, that weather on that game was horrible. Did they have to delay it too for a little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You're not proving anything.
I wonder why I'm not proving it. It was a bad weather game.
Okay, wait. Before we move on, I think we can all agree this year would have been perfect for 8 teams in the playoff, right?
It would have been perfect for 12 teams.
Yes.
I don't know about 12. I think 8.
No,
That's the thing.
12.
I feel like
More
12
football,
is
the better. More football, the better.
Like, obviously, but like 12, like we need to keep exclusivity in the playoffs, right? Like I didn't like the fact that
you want to keep exclusivity, but then also when you do 12, you can do the top 4 and get a bye, which it still makes being
yeah, which is still a big deal in a way.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, when the NFL added the 7th seed, it's stupid, right? Like, do we really need to sit?
that was strictly for money. Has a 7? I don't think what 7 seed is 1.
I don't mind it. It's more football.
Yeah, I don't either, but still, like, a part of me is also like,
If they had one more, yeah, I'll start complaining. But I think this is a good amount.
I always just thought 6 was perfect for the NFL.
Mm,
College football, I think it's been obvious for a while that 4 is too little. Right?
Way too little. Because again, you're having teams getting left out
The
too.
first season,
Like Georgia, number one team all year, and they got left out.
yeah, like you even go back to like the first season.
Florida State, I guess too. In Ohio State,
even Oregon, dude. Or
even if there was a 12-team playoff, Florida State would have gone first rounded.
Okay.
Florida State would have gone first
Disagree,
round.
but okay.
Who would they play? Who
They
would
would have beaten. They would have played Liberty, and they would have beaten Liberty if it was.
No, they wouldn't have been playing Liberty.
Yes, they would because they're fine.
Other than Liberty.
But they would be playing Liberty because Liberty would be ranked 12, and Florida State would be ranked 5.
That's kind of sad.
Wait, is that how it is?
Sad.
It's the group of 5 team, unless they're especially good, it's gonna be the 12th ranked team. That's just how it works. Unless it's like Cincinnati a couple years ago, but
No, how would it have looked like with the rankings now?
let
Let me see. I'm trying to look for like something. Oh, no, that's not it.
yeah, I got you. Okay.
If they did it today.
Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama buys. Florida State would have played Liberty.
Okay. So they would have got a Mickey Mouse win.
Georgia would have played Ole Miss
Then
again. Georgia
they would
already
have proceeded to get blown out.
Georgia already blew out Ole Miss. Ohio State would have played Penn State. OSU would have played Penn State, which, okay, we have already seen that.
With News Fest.
And then Oregon, Missouri.
That would have been a good game.
I think Oregon wins.
Missouri's good. And Bo Nix is a fraud.
Stop hating on Bo Nix.
Bo Nix couldn't compete in the SEC. That's why he had to transfer to the Pac.
Oh my God. Here's the crux of the issue. You and your SEC bias, all right?
What is the SEC bias? It's obvious. It's the SEC better than any kind. It's the best conference.
Listen, usually, yes. Usually the SEC is the best.
What do you mean usually? It's still the best conference.
This season, the best conference is the Pac-12 and the Big Ten. Both those conferences have been better than the SEC.
No. How is the Pac-12 better than the SEC?
This year, yes.
How?
Bruh.
What teams? What team?
You know, I'm gonna use a freaking example that the SEC people always use. The eye test, all right? They're just better.
No.
They're just better, right? They're just better.
Oh my God.
They're just better.
What other good team they have other than Oregon and Washington?
Oregon State, Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona's been
Arizona's
okay. What's it play? Ole Miss is not better. Missouri.
Ole Miss is not that good.
They would have made the playoffs this year if there was 12 teams.
They would have gotten rocked if they made the playoff.
Yeah, to Georgia. Yeah, but I mean, still, that's Georgia though.
Big Ten. Big Ten's better.
Okay, how is the Big Ten better? Honestly, first off, Alabama's gonna be Michigan.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No,
Yes. It's so obvious they are.
No,
You just see the reaction when they figured out they were gonna play Alabama.
doesn't matter.
They were pissed because they realized they didn't get a Mickey Mouse win in the first round against Florida State.
That Florida State got robbed. All right.
No, they got mad because they didn't get a Mickey Mouse win.
Florida
They
State
applied to the championship.
Florida State
They
higher
actually
strength of
compete and
record.
try
Florida
to
State
go to the
higher
championship
strength
game
of
against
record.
Alabama. Jalen Milroe is better than JJ McCarthy. That line alone should be. And Nick Saban, dude, they're not gonna do.
Harbaugh.
They didn't make the playoffs last year. They're not gonna. Dude, they're gonna steamroll into the championship game,
Saban.
and they'll beat Texas. I guarantee
Harbaugh.
it's gonna be Alabama versus Texas.
Hell no. I have the opposite pick.
Once
Michigan.
Alabama beats Michigan in this press conference, Harbaugh's gonna announce that he's gonna be going to the Bears.
No.
I really can see it.
Michigan's
already
winning the
see it.
title, and then in the parade, Harbaugh is saying he's going to the Bears.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. I disagree.
Back to my argument, Florida State also has a higher strength of record than Alabama.
Oh my God.
I'm just giving you the numbers here, you know. I'm not gonna say
Numbers.
Can't even say the analytics favor.
What did it mean? Mason, what did they mean?
Half of them favor FSU, half of them favor Alabama. SEC losing record to the ACC and to all other Power 5 conferences this year, which means it was a down year for the SEC. Every time a conference beats each other, we're like, oh, it's too bad they beat each other. We're going to leave them out of the playoff, except the SEC. Because for some reason, money talks.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm just telling the truth.
So when 2021, when they put Alabama and Georgia in, do you think that was fair?
Let me see. 2021.
That was when Cincinnati made it, and Michigan went against Georgia. And Georgia steamrolled Michigan. Alabama steamrolled Cincinnati.
Because all the other, what's it called? The next highest team was Notre Dame, who was 11-1 and had lost to Cincinnati. So yes.
Okay.
And then all the other teams after that were 2 lost teams.
But still.
But still what?
Nothing. It's just the fact. Let's take in fact last year. So Michigan lost to who in the playoffs?
To TCU, who everyone thought wasn't as good as Alabama or some other teams. Oh,
exactly.
Look at that.
Okay. So if the SEC is better than, Big Ten's better than the SEC, then why did Georgia steamroll, obliterate? It wasn't even fair against TCU.
Transitive property doesn't work in football.
What do you mean transferring to property? What is, dude?
Because you're saying
Georgia
property, bro. It's stupid.
Dude.
That's what you said.
Just claiming big terms now, acting like more like smarter than everybody, making better claims.
Sorry, I'm smarter. I'm smarter than you.
What transitive property is?
You're literally describing transitive property. Holy shit!
What? I didn't. What? What are you talking about?
You're saying TCU beat Michigan and then Georgia blew out TCU, so Georgia would have been in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
That's transitive property, you dumbass.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying okay. So
you
what?
Can't use transitive property when you have legitimate on-field results.
Yes, you can.
Which is Florida State 13-0. Florida State beat LSU by more than Alabama beat LSU, and Texas beat Alabama. So those should be your 4.
Say this. Okay, so they just transferred property in the playoffs this year, right?
No.
Yes, because Texas beat Alabama.
That's not transitive property. That's just
for Georgia.
No, transitive property is saying Georgia beat. Okay, TCU beat Michigan. Georgia beat TCU. Therefore, Georgia would have 100% beaten Michigan. That's transitive property.
Likely. 99% sure they would have been.
You're still talking theoretical, okay? I am talking objective, factual, not hypothetical. Texas beat Alabama. Florida State went 13-0.
Okay.
That's different than transitive property. You can't be using transitive property when we have the freaking.
I'm not using it because of the argument for Florida State.
Yeah, you're using it again. But you have 14 weeks of the season.
Okay.
And now we're saying, what's the point of those 14 weeks of the season if we're just going to hypothetically say this team would beat this team, so we're going to put them in?
I mean, it's literally the best 14.
Are you understanding the precedent they're setting? A 13-0, you can go undefeated in a Power 5 conference. You can still get left out because they think, oh, we like this team.
Yes, that's how it is.
That's certainly how it is. And you can't say they say best 4 teams. No. They've left that unambiguous throughout the 10 years that they've had it. They never said clearly it's the 4 best teams. They've never said clearly it's the 4 most deserving teams. They pick and they choose. Because it's one way, if it's the best 4 teams,
that's what they picked.
Ohio State or Georgia would be it.
They just think Alabama was over Florida State. They just think they were better.
If it's the 4 best teams, Ohio State or Georgia would be in over Texas, over Washington. Number 1. Number 2, Florida State wouldn't be ranked 5 ahead of Georgia, ahead of Ohio State. And 2, if it was the 4 most deserving teams, then FSU would be in over Alabama.
Well, it's a little bit of a mixture of both, too.
It shouldn't be a mixture of both.
Well, I think that's how it should be.
It's too subjective.
Okay, so if it was one way, Liberty would have made it.
No.
If it was the other way, Georgia would have made it.
No.
Yes, with that, that's
not Liberty. Liberty is a non-Power 5 conference. They've set the precedent that if you want to be a
non-Power 5, so a non-Power 5 team can make it.
No, Cincinnati made it.
Okay, Cincinnati. Okay, so it's possible.
Cincinnati made it when the situation was perfect for it, where there were only 3 teams with 0 or 1. There were 4 teams with 0 or 1 losses, but they beat one of those other teams. That's why Cincinnati made it. It was
and Florida State beat one of those other teams. No, they didn't.
That doesn't matter though.
Because
Florida State is still above. It's still 0 Oh my god, undefeated. Like
Okay.
there you see. Okay, wait.
Okay, Liberty was undefeated, so therefore they should be in the playoffs.
Except Liberty didn't have the situation that Cincinnati had.
Okay.
So no, not necessarily.
So if Liberty was in that situation in 2021, would they have made the playoffs?
In 2021, if
Yes.
they had also beaten Notre Dame, maybe.
Okay,
You can't forget also Cincinnati went undefeated the year before too. So it was 2 straight years Cincinnati had to go
They
undefeated.
went undefeated the year before too.
Yeah, they did.
Did they? Oh, I didn't know that.
But they didn't play Notre Dame and beat them that season, so they didn't get that chance.
That's what I think. It's not their fault that they get this type of schedule too.
Who, Florida State? Or Liberty?
Well, what did you say?
Who are you saying it's not their fault with the schedule? Liberty or Florida State?
Okay, so like for Cincinnati, the first year when they went undefeated, it's not their fault that they didn't get like challenging opponents to solidify them into a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, they were still in the AAC, which is a Group of 5 conference, versus FSU being in a Power 5 conference and playing 2 more Power 5 conferences out of conference.
Again, Power 5 is a subjective term.
Oh, okay. Suddenly we're throwing away decades of... Get out of here. You're losing the argument.
No, I'm not. I'm done with the argument though. We're getting off topic.
All right. We've spent.
We need Odeh.
All right, Odeh, you're breaking the tie here. What do you think? I've presented a very flawless argument. All right, Florida State undefeated, better strength of record. What was I gonna say? Just they had struggles. So did Alabama. It's not like Alabama blew out.
They lost to Georgia in the bowl.
Don't interrupt. Let him get his closing remarks off.
My closing argument. This is my closing argument. All right.
Let him ramble.
Florida State 13-0, higher strength of record than Alabama. Okay, won their conference. Sure, Alabama did too. Alabama struggled with their starting QB against Auburn, Arkansas, Texas A&M.
Auburn's a rivalry game. You can't use that.
I can't. Okay, Florida's a rivalry game. Florida's a rivalry game. Okay, and then they barely beat USF though. Sure, okay, we'll give them the backup QB argument for that one. Florida State struggled against Boston College, struggled against Miami. Both of those teams made bowls, unlike Arkansas. And then they struggled with their backup.
Never mind.
And then they struggled with their backup against Louisville and Florida, but they still won both of those games by multiple possessions. The only one of the games that I mentioned that Alabama won was against USF by multiple possessions, right? Alabama's not the only team that got better since the early part of the season, so that's not a real argument.
Guys, closing argument. Let's go. Wrap it up.
My last thing is
try so hard.
The SEC. Sorry, bro. And the last thing, SEC had a losing record against all Power 5 conferences, including the ACC, where FSU beat 2 SEC teams, including LSU, by more than Alabama. Case closed. Adam, your closing argument.
Alabama is just better than FSU.
This is ridiculous.
That's all I need. It's simple. It's not that complicated. It's literally not.
Why? How are they better? Give me one number that proves they're better.
What do you mean one number?
Something that proves they're better. You're just saying okay. Better.
Let's do the line. Let's do Vegas. What would Vegas say?
Oregon was favored by 9.5 points against Washington this week.
Okay.
So Oregon's better, right? Oregon's better.
Realistically. No. Oh. Realistically, how much would the spread be if Alabama went against Florida State?
I don't know. It's not my job to...
It'd be 25 plus points, I guarantee you. Oh, no.
Wait. Do not know Jack. You don't know Jack. You don't know anything if you're saying...
Wait. Georgia's favored by 14. Okay, make it 17 points. That Alabama will be favored over FSU. That's like a big amount.
It doesn't matter. Oregon was favored by 9.5 against Washington, and they didn't win.
Okay. First up, I don't know why the line was even that big in the first place. Those are like 2 even teams. I don't know.
Because the eye test said that Oregon was better because Oregon was blowing out their opponents while Washington was winning close games. Oh, whatever. Whoa, that's interesting. So why is the argument we're having right now? Alabama.
Okay, so
Alabama wasn't even
think
blowing
that-
out teams the way Oregon was. By the way, they won their games by 2 touchdowns. That's not a blowout.
as they're going against harder opponents too.
Outside of Georgia, no.
Okay, Ole Miss,
Arizona is as
Tennessee,
good as Ole.
LSU. Hell, even
We don't
Kentucky
count
is not
Texas
that
because
bad.
They lost to Texas. We don't count Texas.
A&M, Texas A&M, it's not that bad.
Texas A&M is not a good team.
What was the record this year? Oh, never mind. Wait, no, they were 7-5. That's not bad. They're bowl
Please
eligible.
don't try and use a win over 7-5 Texas A&M by 6 points
Oh,
as an argument.
Kentucky.
7-5.
Okay. Right. So it's just, I don't know. Florida State's just better than Alabama. I mean, Alabama's better than Florida State.
Oh, would you look at that? I think I win.
Okay. Odeh, what do you think?
You can ask me what I think right after you lose the argument.
Wait,
Listen,
what?
I understand it. I understand Idrees' argument, and I actually agree with Idrees. But okay, so it's just the hypocrisy and the inconsistency of the committee. Like I understand, you want to take Florida State out because you don't think they have a chance to win with Jordan Travis.
And nobody wants
When
to watch
has
them,
that
too.
ever? But when has that ever been a thing? You don't like because if it was just the four teams that you thought had the best chance to win the national championship, it would be the same teams every year. It has to be. You have to base it off a record and resume. You can't just they don't have a chance to win. Let's take them out. That's bogus.
Imagine if they took out
And don't get me
Ohio
wrong.
State in 2014.
And don't get me wrong, I'm happy that they took Florida State out.
Yeah, I'm happy to do. Nobody wanted to watch
But-
Florida State.
But I feel bad for them. They absolutely got hurt.
Oh, I agree. I do feel bad for them, though. They kind of did get screwed over with the injuries and all that.
100%, dude. It's like, well, bro, freaking imagine you go undefeated. It's like, oh, there's nothing for you.
Same with Liberty. They went undefeated. There was nothing for them.
I mean, I agree.
that they gave them the fact that they gave them Georgia in the bowl game too. Like that's so shitty. Let them play Liberty. That was so. That's
Let them
shitty.
blow out Liberty by like 50 so that they can get an easy dub.
Right. You said they're gonna go and get killed by Georgia.
Dude, if they beat
Killed by
Georgia,
Georgia.
if they beat Georgia, they're hanging a banner just like UCF did.
They should. Honestly, they should. If they did beat Georgia with their like fifth string quarterback.
I mean, the backup is going to be back. That's. I feel like they just left that out. Like the
Roadmaker. Whatever his
third
name is.
stringer. The third string is
They had a
obviously
concussion.
terrible. The backup will be good enough to like have a little bit of offense. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's 21 other starters, man. It's not just the QB.
It's mainly the QB though. The QB is a bigger impact than any other position.
Terrible year for the quarterback. Isn't the only position that matters in college football. Terrible, man.
Okay.
I'm serious. Look at 3 of the 4 Heisman candidates today. They didn't even think Marvin was gonna make it to the Heisman finalist, and then the whole ass team doesn't make the playoff because their quarterback gets hurt.
Well, to be fair, there's not like it's like the NFL MVP too. There's not like one like leader, like front runner for it too.
If Marvin Harrison had a real
Quarterback.
quarterback,
It's probably be. I mean, Jaden Daniels is for sure gonna.
Jaden Daniels, 100%. Yeah,
He's so.
He'll-
I saw Hitler
he'll-
put up better numbers than Joe Burrow, which is crazy.
Can't wait till we draft him in the second round.
No.
Do we take
No.
Do we take Marvin?
He'll be a good backup. He'll be a good backup.
But, you know, he's gonna start. He's QB3, bro.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, he has to be, bro. He's only
After-
he's
After
23.
May
So are-
Williams.
yeah, he's 23, but so is Nix and Penix. And Penix sucks. Penix cannot be an NFL.
So Knicks and Penix, they're gonna go. They're gonna go low in the draft.
Watch your mouth about Penix.
They're old, dude. They're not gonna. They have like 2 years until they're like about to retire.
It's 1 Lake,
is not.
2 May, 3 Daniels, 4 Penix, 5.
Penix is not an NFL quarterback. I told you.
Yes, he is.
He's not.
He's a hater.
I hate telling good people bad news. He's not an NFL quarterback.
NFL QB, and you know what? I hope the Bears do draft him. 1-2 QB punch.
You want your own team to be bad?
This is not what I say. Because I hate it, man.
Well, you can't take this man seriously all day.
Michael Penix is a monster who somehow made Indiana football good for a while. So, you know.
Dude, did you see the coaching staff too? They had who's Washington's head coach, Simon Doe back or something like that, as their offensive coordinator, and their defensive coordinator. He's some head coach for a college now too. Like they had a crazy coaching staff.
They made Justin Fields play his worst game of his college career.
They did.
Dude, I wish.
And it wasn't even that bad of a game considerably too.
No, actually, his worst game of his college career was against Northwestern in the Big Ten championship game. I remember that.
I swear, I thought you were gonna say Illinois or something. I would have been pissed off.
But then the next season, when they played Northwestern again, he won 52-3. So, what was I gonna say? You know what's funny is that this is all Georgia and Auburn's fault. All right, all Auburn had to do was not give up literally the most that freaking touchdown on 4th and goal from the 31. They just had to rush Jalen Milroe. Or Georgia could have won, and it would have been the first time we had 4 undefeated teams in the freaking championship.
Dude.
Because, 100%, if Georgia wins, you would have just put FSU in and been 4 undefeated teams.
Dude, the offensive coordinator, Mike Bobo, so dumb. I don't know why he kept on those. He was literally Luke Getsy. Short passes, screenplays. Did not trust Carson Beck. Carson Beck was on fire coming into that game, and did not trust him one bit. At the end of the 4th quarter, once they made him throw the ball around, they were scoring, but the defense, of course, decided to stop trying. So,
You think the 2 corner decided to stop trying?
what?
I said defensive corner decided to stop trying. It's crazy.
I don't know.
Man, good
It
time.
was also bad luck, and there was a lot of bad calls too. There was an obvious incomplete pass that they didn't turn over.
It's kind of crazy that, in all the years of the 14 playoff, only 2 years there's going to be actual controversy. This year, and then
Was it 2014?
very first year, they had Alabama 12-1, Oregon 12-1, Florida State 13-0, and then Ohio State. So this was the year the Big 12 didn't have a championship game yet. So Baylor and TCU were 4-5, or TCU was 4 and Baylor was 5, I think. Okay, what are those ways?
Yeah.
And then
Why didn't the Big 12 have a championship game?
I don't know. It was a weird time in college football. And then Ohio State. So yeah, so JT Barry got injured, and then with Cardale Jones, they blew out Wisconsin to the point where they just put in Ohio State over both.
59 at the time. Yeah. Well, they did end up winning the whole thing, so.
Yeah, I know. I guess they got it right there. Even if Alabama wins it all this year, it doesn't matter. They host Florida State.
There will be an asterisk. If anyone other than
It's dude, it's which year? 2017 maybe? It's 2017 where Auburn beat Alabama and Alabama fell out of the rankings, and it was Clemson, Oklahoma, Auburn, Wisconsin. And then Auburn lost to Georgia, so Georgia hopped them. And then Wisconsin blew the Big Ten championship game to Ohio State, so Alabama snuck back in and won it all. You should have just put UCF in that year. Undefeated.
Yeah. Dude, that Georgia-Oklahoma game that year, a top football game. That was a match.
Was Kyler?
What?
Was that? Wait, you said Oklahoma versus who?
Georgia.
Well, you said Oklahoma or Georgia. Who was that? Kyler or Baker?
It was Baker versus Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm was a freshman that year. A true
Jake
freshman.
Fromm was gonna be solid. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, he got his screwed
I'm
up.
supposed to trust you. I'm supposed to trust you when you say that Michael Penix is not an NFL QB.
Okay, I meant solid as in like he could have stuck in the league at least, but I'm back up there.
If it wasn't for Jake Fromm, Justin Fields would have stayed in Georgia,
Jake Fromm.
and they would have won like 20 national championships at least.
A stupid ass fake punt.
The dumbest thing. This man has not played all year. Justin Fields has not played all year. He's a top prospect. He enters the field. What do you think the defense is going to think about?
I refuse to
Top
believe
prospect
that,
on the field, dude. It's so stupid.
What's the head coach's name? Oh,
Kirby Smart.
I refuse to believe Kirby like green lighted that decision.
No way. What went through minds, dude?
What was the thought process? And then they all called it out, so everybody on the sideline called it out.
Yeah.
And then they proceeded to still try it. Like, call it time out and get him out of there.
Top prospect. Like, literally, like, the top prospect almost of, like, all time. Coming into the game. What do you expect? It's going to happen. Oh, stupid.
It's a little NFL. What's the big story right now?
Mr. Trubisky is going to lose to the Patriots on Thursday.
The 49ers.
They're the best team. They're the best.
What's with the Eagles, man?
They're fraudulent. They're just like Florida State, man.
They're just like Florida State. What does that mean?
They're just, they get wins, but they squeak by. And everybody knows they're frauds.
Oh, they're good. They're just not as good as they were last year.
They're also very they're very lucky too.
Yeah. Their linebackers suck, unfortunately.
Well, they got Shaq Leonard
tomorrow.
A washed up Shaq Leonard, who's basically just a body at this point.
Don't hate on Shaq.
They're all hyped about it.
Don't be hating on Shaq Leonard, guys. All right, Shaq Leonard, great player. I think.
He's all right.
He's yeah, I guess, but he has to start playing well. They kind of need him. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the Niners, man. Deebo Samuel carrying my fantasy team.
When they're fully healthy,
Nobody's.
no.
Oh, speaking of fantasy, let's real quick acknowledge the fact that Idrees is eliminated from playoff contention. Dynasty League. With no first round pick, no second round pick, no third round pick. Thought?
He can't even improve this team this offseason.
It doesn't matter. I will find a way. Okay, some trades will be made. Draft picks will be acquired.
Bro, here's trades. I don't know if you want to
undrafted free agency.
I know. I told you guys stop trading.
Undrafted free agency will go great. Okay.
That Keenan Allen trade.
I will find a way to get
him back for at least 5 years.
This is like if the Rams traded for all those people.
And won the Super Bowl.
Roma Dunze will be on my team.
Yeah, dude,
he's not going undrafted.
He's getting drafted.
Doesn't matter.
Darnell Wright got drafted. Darnell Wright got drafted in last year. I think Roma Dunze is going to go undrafted.
Darnell Wright?
Not Darnell Wright. Sorry, Darnell Washington. Who's the tight end at this?
Yeah, Darnell Washington.
Darnell Washington. You got it right.
Darnell Washington. Yeah.
Listen, okay, I'm doing what Noah does. I have my scouts looking at team practices, seeing the breakout guys.
Higher priority. You had higher priority than everybody. That's more luck than anything.
You're so lucky, man. I had Kyron Williams.
I had 10 of us in the priority.
I stashed Kyron Williams for the entirety of last season. And then I needed to clear space after the draft, so I drop him. And then Noah loses the first week, and I win the first week, and Noah gets to get him above me. I was so mad.
Typical Idrees.
Meanwhile, I got stuck with freaking Justice Hill instead of Kyron Williams. So annoying.
Okay. Let's talk about some of his trades.
Brown. We decided to keep
Hey,
chasing.
Chase Brown had a great game yesterday. Watch it.
I don't give a two flying fucks about what he did. You had a chance to just keep Kyron Williams, who had a chance to be a starter.
Would be a great game. He had 6 points.
Nobody knew Kyron Williams was going to be a starter because Sean McVay kept saying, "Oh, Cam Akers," and then immediately benched Cam Akers.
You traded for Najee Harris for a first-round pick. You gave away a first-round pick for Najee Harris.
Najee just had his best game of the season. Once again, Najee Harris has the most explosive runs this season.
Seriously,
I don't like this. I don't like this because why? Jalen Warren is finally named the starter. He's starting to go off. And then they fire back Canada, and all of a sudden, Jalen Warren is back to his backup role.
Because Najee...
Listen to this trade. He got George Pickens, a second-round pick, and he traded away Keenan Allen, Ty J. Spears, who was probably going to be starting Monday or as a GM.
He's not.
A first-round pick, which is probably a high pick, and a third-round pick.
As long as it's not a top 2 pick, it doesn't matter.
It's going to be. Watch it.
It's not going to be.
And Noah's going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. Because I turned away that big commercial McCaffrey.
Dude, I forgot about Marvin Harrison Jr. Should I lose on purpose this week and get Marvin Harrison in the tank bowl? Dude, low key.
Dude, honestly, you have a high. You probably have the third best chance or second best chance to win it all though. Once you make the playoffs,
I know.
You should.
Our team is so good, bro. Oh
no, wins it. If
my
no
God.
wins and you're the first pick, I'm quitting.
Yeah, but you have to trust that Connor has to beat whoever he's going against.
No, he has to lose. Connor has to lose.
No, if you want to jump out of the playoffs.
Oh, that's true. I'm winning in. But he plays Zed. Connor plays Zed.
Yeah, so that's a win. He's gonna probably win that game.
Really?
And then this team randomly goes off once in a while. They either does 100 points or 180 points.
That's literally true, bro. Oh, man, nervous. Plus, my team has been top 3 the past 3 weeks.
Idrees,
So
you may have to trade one of your quarterbacks. You may either have to trade Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields.
Well, Justin Fields has no value now. He's not going to be a starter next year.
Oh, he'll be a starter.
He'll be a starter.
No.
Either for the Bears or the Falcons.
He Hawks?
No, really? You really think he's not going to be a starter next season?
Probably not.
Wait, you don't think he's good?
No, I think he'll get another chance, but probably not next year.
Would you mind Fields as your quarterback?
I mean, in an ideal world, I would want him, but just not going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, he's gotten screwed over his whole career, NFL career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'll get another chance, but I don't think it'll be.
Get Matt Nagy.
Man, it's just not fair.
He got screwed with no weapons, and Luke gets it, and he has Luke gets it.
Chubb
I don't know what more can he do.
It's because Chubb and Andrews missed, or Chubb missed the entire season. Andrews missed the last 4 weeks. Cup missed the first month. My trade would have been
Doesn't matter. Your team still would have been bad.
No, with Chubb, I'm 4-9 right now. With Chubb, I'd be at least 6-7.
No, you still would have been bad.
Minimum.
You still would have been bad.
Dang, I forgot about Chubb. All I know is that there's no way I'm playing T. Higgins.
I also have the most. Me and you have the most points against, so we have been the most unlucky.
Dude, in this league, I have the third most points, and I'm like the 7th seed.
Is it the redraft? I'm cooking.
No.
He changed the 32-man league to 18 playoffs.
And he did, and I lost last week, and it eliminated me.
Completely?
Yeah, because
bruh.
You look at it, bro. If I won last week, I would have made it because I play like a free win this week, so I would have been.
I only have $900 left. I'm spending it all on Trubisky.
Don't you gonna do it? Wait, I barely spent any of my money. That's one of my regrets. Right? I was so lazy on the
hogging QB. I'm just hogging QBs so that nobody else can have QBs.
I'm about to claim Parker Washington. I'm gonna use all my $750 left. I want $700 left on one player to screw somebody that's in the race.
Don't
get
Trubisky. Grab Beathard. $700 on Beathard.
In the redraft, I need Yassin and Adam to lose, bro. I'm sick of them. They won't get off my tail.
Dude, you automatically have to. Actually, no. You just need.
What's off the buy?
You win
Wait,
the bye. There's
I
no
can have
way
the
I
bye
get
week.
over you. You have like 120 more
Oh,
points
man.
than me.
That's clutch. I can get the bite even if I lose.
Yeah, you'll be.
I just need to beat. Or I should.
And unless my team just goes off and your team puts up a stinker, you should be fine.
You would have to get how much more than me?
120,
120 more.
which I've done a few times in the Dynasty League. So,
Adam, I need you to beat Sammy just in case I lose.
who are you playing?
Don't worry about it.
Playing Asham.
The plan.
That would be so funny if you lose. No, I
Oh,
might
that's
just lose on
so
purpose 'cause of that.
Everyone is still alive. Even Salah is technically still alive because he has a good amount of points for.
No, okay, so he's 6-8. No, dude, there's no way.
No, only Zayd is out.
Wait,
No, no.
actually,
Sammy can get in if Moody loses. Sammy loses.
no, he can't. I just
Lot
realized he
has to
can't
happen.
because no, he can't because Hashem and Idrees play.
No, but I'm fifth.
So yeah, I know, but if
can
Hashem
get
wins, it'll be
sixth.
7-7.
Are we still recording?
But if I win, yeah, we were.
Oh, yeah, let me just write this up.
No, I just ended.
All right, thank you all for joining us.
We're giving a good talk on our fantasy leagues and how I'm winning.
Hey, he's not winning actually.
I'm winning.
Anyways,
Hey,
Yeah.
look at this right now. December 5th, 2023. All right. December, let's see, 25. Yeah. Christmas 2024. I will have won our Dynasty League. I guarantee.
hey, let's get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. Have an awesome day.
Peace. Bye.